Hello, Gemini, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of June 7th through the 13th. And during that time, we have a last quarter moon that comes in on the 8th. And that can be a time of, we're trying to wrap up those things that we started at the beginning of the cycle. So we're doing some inward reflection, attaining our full potential. And it's a good time to just get rid of negative emotions so we can push forward throughout the next week, which is the waning crescent moon energy. And that is a time of stability and calm. We're going to be thoughtful and growth oriented, and time to self-reflect. What have we done this month, and did we attain our goals? Do we need to make some tweaks and try again for the next cycle, or did you attain your goals, and it's time to start something fresh for the new moon? So keep those energies in mind, those moon energies, as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for energies that you may or may not encounter, Gemini. So, as always, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't here on the table for someone else. And your overall message for this reading is the energy is gaining momentum. Okay, let's see what the Gemini Collective has going on for the week. As I'm shuffling the cards, my fun weekly reminder for you this week is that you try to notice the world when it comes to things that are synchronistic. So, this could be repeating number patterns that you see. It could be just things that happen that seem, is it a coincidence? Is it something that's synchronistic? Is it something that's so amazing that you're like, that can't be? I've had those things happen. I mean, literally, I've in my life had some mind blowing synchronicities. That's like, there's just no way it could have been chance. So, the universe is always there's things going on around us. And if you can understand that synchronistic world, it's just like it's like learning a foreign language. It's like the world opens up to you. So you start to see them. And sometimes it does just take paying a little bit more attention to them and kind of focusing on that. So if you do that for 1 week, it might take longer than that. But if you do that and kind of ask the universe, like, show me some synchronicities, see if this lady's really, is what she's talking about real? Do these things really happen? They do. So when you're paying attention, you just tend to see more of them. So that's my fun weekly reminder. And on that note, I will stop babbling about it, but just pay attention to those things this week. All right, Gemini, let's get into this reading. June 7th through the 15th, the energy is gaining momentum. Your present energy right now is the Nine of Pentacles, which is one of my favorite cards because she is just enjoying the fruits of her labor, and I love to do that. So, I just feel like she's relaxing. She's in her garden. The birds are around her. I did a little bit of that today. It's definitely bird feeding season here, and I'm just really enjoying the hummingbirds and all the different birds that come around to eat. They're just so much fun to watch. But do a little bit of this. You're just in that energy right now. Enjoy a little bit of the fruits of your labor. It's just that time for you. Your current situation, Gemini, is the Eight of Cups. So you're definitely kind of moving forward, and this is a card of seeking, and it's a card of seeking, not that you need anything else. Your cups are full, like life is good, and it's kind of, this would be just seeking what else is out there, what else is going on that I haven't looked around to see. It could be that you do need to, and part of that is enjoying the fruits of your labor a little bit. Excuse me. So, this may denote a little bit of adventure this week. Maybe one of our favorite things to do, my husband and I, we get in the car and we just have no destination. We just like take off and see where the day takes us. So sometimes we'll do that synchronistic thing. Like if the light is green, we go straight. If the light is red, we turn, or if, we end up this way. And so it's fun. You end up in a place, we'll end up at a place having lunch that we never would have in a million years thought, oh, let's go there. And we've just we meet interesting people and see interesting things. So, that's that kind of fun exploring. So maybe that is something for you to do this week, is a little bit of that kind of exploration of the planet and the world around you. At the root of your situation is the Eight of Swords. So now we have two eights on the table. So you might want to look up angel number 88, like I was talking with synchronicity, see if that has any bearing on any situation in your life right now. But this is a card about feeling stuck, but it's also a card about, yeah, you're stuck, but it's something you can think your way out of. It doesn't take much. This is sword energy, so it's definitely about thinking and maybe sometimes even talking your way out of. And I just had, listen, Geminis, you guys can talk. And I just had the thought of like thinking about talking about your way out of a ticket. You get pulled over, and I could never do this, but I do know people that have done it. I just immediately, I'm like, oh, what did I do? I'm just not that person. But I do know some Geminis that have talked themselves right out of tickets. But think about that. So this is, again, air energy, thinking, talking your way out of some situation where you just feel a little bit stuck. Sometimes you just have to put a little extra effort, a little extra thought into it, and you can feel unstuck. So whatever that is, good luck with that. In your recent past here is the Seven of Wands, where you've kind of felt like you against the world. And maybe that's why you do have a time right now where you need to enjoy the fruits of your labor and just kind of seek a little bit of fun and adventure. Because maybe you've just been hard at work and hard at it, and you're just feeling like, oh, I'm just, you're just done. You need to, that's how you replace, and refuel your own battery, is by kind of enjoying yourself, just, not working so hard. I see this as a card of a lot of hard work. What is on your mind this week is the Queen of Pentacles. So this is about, where if this is enjoying the fruits of your labor, this is the understanding your labor, and understanding the realm of pentacles, whether it be material things or money, that sort of thing. And it's on your mind that you've just got a really good hold on that. You've got a good understanding of it. And maybe that's why you can take a little bit of that and just enjoy it a little bit, right? Let's see what is just ahead of you this week is the Five of Pentacles. So feeling a little bit like an outsider, and for what, I'm not sure. The energy is gaining momentum. So it says there's some kind of energy that's coming up for you. Is it pentacle related? It could be. We'll continue to see here. See if we have any other. No, we've got 8 and 8 and a 7. Okay. Moving on here. Your advice this week, Gemini, is the Nine of Wands, which is about kind of looking back and doing an assessment. So, that could be a time, again, when you're kind of on a downtime. If you're feeling like you against the world, or if you have been in the past, maybe you need to kind of assess that and take the time to look back a little bit. Again, the moon energy is about that this week. It's about just self-reflection and thinking, where have I just been? Where have I been? And how did I get where I am right now? And do I want to continue to do things that way for the next cycle that's coming up? This is the time that we do this kind of evaluations, so that when the new moon comes around, we know that, oh, I need to work on this for my inner world, this for my outer world. Think about this thing. So it is a good time for reflection, and that's in your advice position there. What is beyond your control this week? It's beyond your control. Just be happy, relax, have a good time. Again, that is enjoying the fruits of your labor, and also this exploration. What's out there on the planet to explore and have fun. There's so many things that we there's innumerable things that are out there to do and explore and have a good time with. So make sure you're just doing a little bit of that this week. I like that energy too. What is your secret desire, or what are you trying to avoid? Is the Seven of Swords. So I hope you're trying to avoid that, because this is our card of theft, hidden agenda. This is just like having to look over your back because there's somebody around you doing that. So I hope you're trying to avoid that. I doubt if that's anyone's secret desire. This can also be a card of, because it's sword energy, I also feel like if you've got a lot of information, you might want to just drop a couple of swords. And is it your secret desire to kind of just hold on to not really share everything with everybody? That's kind of the feeling I get with this card many times. And in that position too, that you might just be trying to avoid that. And for whatever reason, but it also puts 2 sevens on our table as well. So look up angel number 77. In your outcome position is the Three of Pentacles. So some creative collaboration comes your way. And this could be, because of this thing that you're seeking out, this thing that you're exploring, whatever that might be, or enjoying the fruits of your labor. It might just be that you're working on something fun and creative, whether that be at work for you or at home. It can be just something fun that you're working on. What is hidden from you this week is the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands is about nurturing a brand new path in something. So, maybe it doesn't go that far with your explanation. It might just, or your exploration is the word I was looking for. It could be that this is exploring things that you're already interested in. There's nothing really new that pops up for you, but you're just taking part in those things that you enjoy, and seeking out a different a different way to do it. And I would almost think, in this case, I do think about my husband. Like he does amateur photography. So maybe this, to me, this would be like going to photograph a place that you've never been before, seeking out kind of a new adventure, but still doing it with the passion that you're already kind of involved with. So, all right, let's get you a final message here from the Soul Oracle deck. Final message for Gemini as they kind of seek, and let's see, that's what I just feel like it's kind of a mixed bag of a reading here, but definitely just enjoying yourself, seeking out, doing a little thought too. There's a little inner thought about maybe what you might change again as we approach this new cycle. All right, final message here for you, Gemini. Live life to the fullest. Yeah, I mean, that's really what this card is saying. Go out and have a good time. Enjoy the fruits of your labor and live life to the fullest. I like that message a lot. Let's see what you need to do in the way of self-care. How does Gemini need to take care of themselves this week? Self-care for Gemini this week, and the card that you get is called Abundance with those dollar signs. Being a thoughtful steward for the money you already have, here's your Queen of Pentacles, is the secret to creating more abundance. When you trust yourself to handle more, that's when more shows up. I do like that as well. When you trust yourself to handle more, that's when more shows up. So do you trust yourself to handle more? And I feel like it's on your mind there. That is something, abundance is something on your mind. But live your life to the fullest, Gemini, this week. Have a good time. It's beyond your control here to just feel very happy, to enjoy the warmth of the sunshine. So thank you so much for being here. I hope there was something in this reading that you can take away and use in a positive way in your own life this week. If you're comfortable sharing, of course, drop me a comment down below and let me know. Or if you have questions about this reading, I would be happy to answer any questions you might have. And if you like my reading style, hitting like and subscribe will help you find me next week, where you are welcome to come on back and let's see where this energy goes. So thanks so much, Gemini. Good luck with this, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.